I can't believe that is already 20 years ago. When I was in New York and it was a Halloween night, and I kind of asked my friends and everyone, like, where do we go? What party is on tonight? So we went to a few parties, and I kind of thought, this is New York City and this is the parties that they have. No one really gives it some. So I thought, I'm gonna have to take that over, and I'm gonna make a party every night on Halloween, and I'm gonna show them how it's done. My favorite of all time definitely is when I was aged, when I became an older version of me. Just purely because I loved it for myself to see what I'm gonna look like, but also because I was turning 40 and people were always saying, wow, you're already 40, you know, you're really old now, when are you gonna, you know, stop modeling, when are you gonna stop doing what you're doing? And I'm like, 40 is not old, people. Like, what does it mean? Like, I should just stay at home and not do anything anymore? I'm gonna show you what's old, or how I'm gonna be old. So that's how I got that idea. Obviously, the costumes that I did by myself many years ago, when I was Lady Godiva, for example, you know, my costume was not the best, or, you know, some of the makeup that I did wasn't as great, and some of the costumes, obviously, because I didn't know these people at the time, and I was just kind of doing it by myself as good as I could. And, you know, as every year became bigger and the parties became bigger and people were more interested in it, I kind of put my tentacles out more to find people who, you know, can help me make my vision become reality and make it a little bit more fantasy. Yes, yeah, it has happened that I've had some ideas that maybe weren't as politically correct, or, and you know, also nowadays you have to be so careful with what you do. You know, for example, Kali, you know, is an Indian goddess. I went to India many times. I love India. I love Indian people. I love their culture. For me, for example, it was more, you know, showing one of their goddesses. By no means did I want to disrespect anybody in their religion. So again, you know, you have to be very careful with what you do nowadays. So yeah, some things have been vetoed because they were not really that politically correct. I never have a plan B. No, it's a making it work moment. Hi, Tim Gunn. You have to make it work because, you know, there's so much that goes into it, and so many pieces are being built before. And I think honestly, I would just, if it wouldn't work out, I would probably stay in bed and pretend I'm sick. I probably wouldn't go. I could not have a costume that is not good.
Make it work.
I'd rather be in bed and I can't come. That usually takes 2 hours to take it off, yeah. For example, when I was Jessica Rabbit and I had a big booty and I had big boobs, and, you know, obviously my entire face was in prosthetics because she is an animated person. Yeah, it took 2 hours to take all of that off because it's very harsh glue that they put on your skin, and then they have to put glue remover under it, and then it's basically, you take a little piece off, they put glue remover, and then they take a little piece off, and you have to make sure your whole face doesn't come off with it. I mean, I had a little bit here and there where my own skin would come off with it, but I'm always like, be careful with my face. Best costume for me was when I was just me and I had 5 clones. That was perfect. I loved it. I was just running around. I was making sure everyone was eating. And I was like, can I get you more coffees? I was just checking up on everyone. I love that a lot. When I was Kali, the goddess, it was like layers and layers and layers, because you don't want to smile and then it cracks and then you see the skin underneath it. So I had to really pile on and pile on and pile on. And yeah, I mean, that hotel room, I think I probably had to pay extra for cleaning services afterwards, because that white marble bathroom was surely not white anymore when I left afterwards. It had all like a little bit of a blue tint. When I was the red and purple robot, I kind of came from space. I don't know what I was thinking. I really wanted to be very tall, and I was walking on stilts. I had to learn how to walk on stilts for a week, and then again I did my own makeup, and I had to match the suit again and put all that color on, and then I had sparkles. I mean, I had sparkles for days. The worst wardrobe malfunction was probably when I was the ape and I couldn't really go to the bathroom. And I think we had to cut a hole in the bottom. And yeah, because it was a whole hairy suit. And then it was really hard to go to the bathroom with all that hair. It was very tricky. I have to say, also one of my favorites. I mean, it was shocking how real it was, because it's not just like a mask that you buy at any of those Halloween stores and you stick it on and it's just there. Everything moved, you know, everything, because he put such a fine layer of the silicone on and everything. I mean, it was just incredible. So I would go to the bathroom and then you look at yourself and I'm like, oh my God, I am an ape. Very trippy, especially when you have a few glasses of wine and you go to the bathroom and you're like, oh my God. And then you always worry, does it come off? The ape costume was incredible. So many layers, so much pieces that had to be put on. The freckles, the cracks, because when you look at an ape's face, there are so many different colors in it, and that also makes it three-dimensional, and that's what's so amazing what they do. And then afterwards, he had a whole bunch of hair that he then singly like glued on. It was insane, and it took so long, but it was so worth it. I mean, it's not so much that like, ooh, I have to have this big entrance, but I kind of feel like sometimes, for example, when we were Fiona and Shrek, I mean, how are you gonna get to the party? Like, jump in the back of a cab, or, I don't know, I just thought the onion buggy was perfect. Who doesn't want to drive around in an onion buggy? It was so much fun, just my husband and I in this onion buggy. I mean, I couldn't stop laughing. You know, I've been a gold alien where I've came from, I had a spaceship. When I had my 5 clones, because I'm from Germany, we had a big gigantic wooden box and I had a big stamp on the front, you know, made in Germany. I was also a witch once, where I was flying over all of the people. That was my entrance, so they put me in a harness and they strapped me to the ceiling of the building. And then that's how I just flew in. That was a lot of fun too. They were like, what's going on? I was pregnant with my 3rd child, with Johan, and you know, you kind of always look, okay, like, Halloween, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be 9 months pregnant on Halloween, what am I gonna do? Can I still go to, of course I can go to the Halloween party. What am I gonna be? It needs to be big because I don't wanna do any harm to the baby. Could be a pumpkin, I'm gonna be an apple, yeah. So then I was an apple, and it was perfect. Then the problem was, how am I gonna get to the party? I couldn't fit in any car, so we had to get a convertible so I could climb over the top into the car. And then they released the car after the party, and then how am I gonna get home? So they shoved me, I remember them shoving me through the door into this car to get back in. I was like, the baby. Yeah, I think I had him like a few weeks after that. I think anyone who is with me, they have already to deal with a lot, so I think Halloween is just an extra crazy add-on. I mean, I'm obviously very excited when celebrities come to my parties, but for me, I'm not so celebrity like crazy that I'm like, oh my gosh, I love a costume. It doesn't matter who does the costume. So I'm more intrigued by what people show up. I always tell all my friends, outdo me. Try it, go for it, do it. There's some people that do some pretty amazing costumes, or sometimes it's just the simplicity, sometimes it's just the idea. And I keep saying this, and I've told people before, there was this one guy many, many years ago, he came as a mattress. It was, I don't know, I've never seen anything like it. He literally took a king mattress and cut a piece out in the inside where he could slip in, so you could just see his face. His arms were on the outside, and he was just a gigantic mattress. He was hidden inside this mattress. It was genius. So this year, it's my 20th anniversary of my Halloween party, so I thought it would be fun for people to watch live when I get ready. So then I thought, how can I do this? So I asked Amazon if, you know, they had a place where I could get ready, because I'm partnered with Amazon and many other things. And so on the 34th Street store of Amazon, I'm going to be sitting in the window, and people can just come by all day long and just watch the process if they're interested in seeing something like that. I thought it was fun to do a live art installation. That's what I just want to call it, because for me it is live art, what they do to me. And so I thought it would be fun to sit there all day, and people can just come by. They can hang out there all day and watch, or you know, come in the morning and then shop and come back in the afternoon. I'll still be there. Come and watch if you want.